Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm now going to show you how to make a really easy banana cake. I've made banana cake in the past, but this is probably actually the easiest and the nicest banana cake that I've tasted. So you will need 125 grams of butter or margarine. You will need 150 grams of caster sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 1 egg beaten, 2 very ripe bananas, and the secret of this recipe is to have very ripe bananas, because the riper the bananas are, the sweeter the cake will be. And the other thing is, it's getting rid of your bananas that probably no one else in the family will want to eat, especially not the kids. And then 190 grams of self-raising flour and 60 mils of milk. Okay, so what you do then is you put in a saucepan butter, or the margarine in this case, the sugar, and a little bit of vanilla essence. Okay, I tend to put some vanilla essence with the whisked egg, but I also put a little bit extra in as well because I quite like the taste of it, and my family do. Just a few drops, just really using your discretion. Then you put it on a low heat. Okay, and then we just want that to melt, but we don't want to overcook it. Alright, that'll melt down in a little bit. As you can see, just mixing round. You need to make sure that your heat on your stove isn't too high, because obviously it will burn everything. And I just tend to just keep mixing it round, so you get everything mixed well together. Okay, I'll just take a little bit of time. Doesn't take long, but obviously you need it to melt right down. Okay, so it's just completely liquid, but you, as you can see, you do need to keep stirring it all the time. Okay, don't leave it alone and go away and do something else, otherwise it will just all be burnt in the pan. Okay, that's it. As you can see, it's getting there. Whoops. Just make sure that it's completely melted before you go on to the next stage. Yeah, as you can see, it's nearly there. Right, so you can turn off your heat now. Okay, so what I do next is I put it into another bowl. You can use a saucepan if you want, but this saucepan isn't particularly that big that I've used. I just don't want it to slop everywhere. So pour that in. Then you add the egg mixture that you've whisked. Yeah. Just mix that, give that a good mix round. Yeah. As you can see, yeah. And then what you need to do next is you need to add the flour and the milk. I always sieve my flour. I always think it's a lot better if you sieve it. And just do it slowly, okay? It'll take that long to do. I usually put about half the mixture in. Okay, of flour. Just sieve it. And then just mix it all up together. This is quite a liquidy banana cake. Sometimes they are a little bit more solid than this, but this recipe is quite liquidy. So make sure that you mix things really well. Bit of elbow grease. Get your work out for the day. Rest the flour in. Make sure you get it all in there. Okay.
Nice
About that. Vanilla bottle's just gone into the dog bowl, but we won't worry about that. The water bowl, but we won't worry about that. Okay. So just mix that round really well, as you can see. It just takes a little bit of time. Don't take too long to do. Yep. It's coming together nicely. Bit of elbow grease again. Okay, and then you need to put your milk in. Okay, just pour it all in. It is quite liquidy, as I said, so just be a bit careful when you're mixing it. You don't spray it everywhere. Okay, as you can see, it's quite liquidy, isn't it? Nice bit. Get a nice bit of air in it, because obviously that will bring the cake up as well. Raise the cake up a bit more in the oven. Yeah. And then the final thing you put in is the mashed banana. Okay, as I say, the riper the bananas, the better. You need 2. Okay. Right. That's it. As you can see, it's just all mixing in nicely. This is something also that the children would probably like to do, because it's an easy recipe to do. It doesn't take an awful lot of time to put it all together. And again, most of the ingredients you will find in your kitchen cupboards. And most people have got their bananas and those black ones that nobody wants to eat, but they're ideal for this recipe. Okay, so there you are. As I told you, it's quite liquidy, but that's how it's meant to be. Some recipes are not as liquidy as this one, but this one is. So then you need to put it in a loaf tin. I've prepared one already. I use a silicone loaf tin, yeah. Okay, and I usually put liner in it as well. I've got 2 liners here, because I find if you put 2 liners in a silicone loaf tin, it just gives it a bit more stability. Yeah, and I always put it on a baking tray as well, because obviously with a silicone tin it's not as rigid as a normal tin, and things can fall out and go all over the floor on you. You wouldn't want that really. Okay, so you literally pour it into the loaf tin. Yeah, as I said, you can see it's quite liquidy. Yeah. Yeah. Make sure you get it all. Yeah. Try not to get it all over the side. Okay. And the last thing I do, because it gives it a nice crunch on the top when it comes out of the oven, is to put some brown sugar on the top, which a lot of recipes they don't ask for, but this one does, and it's got that nice crunch to it when it comes out of the oven. Yeah, I'll just sprinkle a little bit on it. Whoops, gone a little bit over there, but never mind. Okay, just a little bit on the top. Okay, just make sure it's clean there. And you need to bake this in the oven for 35 minutes on a gas mark 4, be a fan 50 centigrade or 170. Bake at 170 C, or if you've got a fan oven 150, because obviously they cook quicker, or gas mark 3 for about 35 minutes. Okay, so we'll put it in the oven now, and then we'll come back to you when it's cooked. Put it in the middle of the oven. Just move that.
You preheated that as well?
Yeah, preheated oven.
Okay.
Always preheated oven when you're cooking things. And then you just pop it in the oven, yeah? I've got a gas oven. I'll just put the timer on for 35 minutes, yeah? And we'll come back to you when it's cooked. Thank you. Hello again. We've now got the easy banana cake out of the oven. As you can see, it's finished. We'll take it out of the loaf tin and see how we go, yeah? So I put a liner in my loaf tin, so what I'm going to do is literally lift it off, okay, because it makes life a lot easier, and then take it out of the liner, okay. That's it, that one can come off. Just gently prise it out, yeah. You have to leave it to cool quite a bit before you do this, for obvious reasons, otherwise it all falls to bits. Probably tastes just as nice, but you haven't got a whole cake, unfortunately. So what I'll do is put a slice, whatever you use in your kitchen, underneath. This is a fiddly bit, alright, just bear with me. You take that off underneath. Right, nearly there. That's it. And there we have the finished product. And you can, this is really nice because you can actually slice this and have butter on top, and it tastes even nicer. So just to recap with the ingredients of this easy banana cake. So 125 grams of butter, 150 grams of caster sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, although I use a little bit more than that, 1 egg beaten, 2 very ripe bananas mashed, 190 grams of self-raising flour, and 60 ml of water, and of milk rather, beg your pardon. And then you bake in the oven on a 170C or fan 150C or gas mark 3 for about 35 minutes, or until a skewer comes out of it clean. I actually bake mine a bit longer because my oven is that way inclined. Okay, and then obviously you just leave it on the wire rack to cool completely, and then enjoy.
You have made a few banana cakes in your time, haven't you? But this one is one of the best ones.
This is the best recipe. Yeah. And it's easy to make, easy for everyone to make, easy for kids to help make in the kitchen as well. And again, most of the ingredients you'll probably have around your kitchen anyway. Thank you very much for watching.
So I'll try and put a link to this recipe in the description, but if you pause the video you can see the ingredients, you can see how we've made it, so hopefully that helps anyone who's looking to make one of these banana cakes. Thanks for watching.